Right, hello, I'm Dan and I'm here to bless you today with a music review on David Cassidy, Cassidy Live 1974. Before we get into this, remember to like, share and send this to your biggest David Cassidy fan. And also, drop me a follow because you love me. Who is David Cassidy? Well, David Cassidy is a heartthrob from the 1970s, around about the same time as Donny Osmond, and made it big due to the fact he had good looks. And he was very big in the Partridge Family. For those of you who don't know, that's a TV series featuring David Cassidy. Turned himself into a bit of a singer and had the world by storm in the 1970s. And by 1980, he fell off. But he had his moment in time. But yes, David Cassidy Live in 74 is his live album, his World Tour live album from as you might have guessed, from 1974. It also came with a poster of Casaman. I'm not going to unfold it here because it can take me about 75 minutes to fold it back up. So let's get into it. The album consists of 12 live tracks. Now, to me, some of them were good, some of them not so good. Kazza is not very good live, I must admit. Some of the songs he doesn't have the vocals to do it. I think a lot of the time he was big due to the fact of his looks, and he had some great studio album songs. But trying to put them over live, he came across very weak and very one tone. Obviously, a couple of songs on here he does do quite well. Daydreamer, Delta Lady, It's Preying on My Mind, and Some Kind of Sun, all very good songs, and he performs them very well live in the sense of they're listenable. But there is quite a few songs, especially towards the later half of the album, where he kind of runs out of his own songs and decides, oh, do you know what, I'm going to do some covers. And to me, they weren't very good. He isn't built to do, personally, he wasn't meant to do rock and roll songs because it doesn't suit his voice per se. If you look at the end, the very last track on this album, he does rock and roll melody, which consists of Blue Suede Shoes, Rock Around the Clock, Jailhouse Rock, Rock and Roll Music, and Rock Me Baby. Now, to me, they were very lightweight and very much missed it with me. I wasn't particularly a big fan of them. I don't think he's got the voice. I don't think he had the voice to carry those sort of songs, especially Blue Suede Shoes. It's very much a song that's to be done by rock and roll stars, and that's it. Most of the time, Kazza has to stick to his own things. And he did a cover of Please Please Me. For those of you who don't know, Please Please Me was a Beatles song, and Kazza did a version of it. And it's not particularly awful. The instrumental on it, performed by the band, is fantastic. Really good for a cover. But to me, again, it's not suited to Cassidy's voice at all. Saying that though, I've criticised him a bit. I am going to give him some credit. There is a few songs, as I said, some great songs on here that he does perform quite well, that's suited to his voice live. But overall, to me, taking away his looks, he wasn't very good. He's not awful in any sort of sense, but not particularly fantastic either, vocally. And I think that a lot of the time, due to his sort of way of his looks, was what I was going at. With the way his looks were, a lot of the time people gave him a kind of, well, understandably, a pass. And at that time, it seems like a lot of the time, when it comes to especially David Cassidy, he gets a bit of a pass due to the fact that he was a teen heartthrob. But taking that away from him now, and looking at it purely from a musical perspective, it wasn't fantastic at all. Not awful at all. It's just not particularly great. And I think it's very basic and very middle of the road. And that's it. And that's my personal opinion on it. Like I say, as I always do, never take what I say as a grain of salt. Always do your own research. Always listen to the albums. give this a listen if you want to. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify, but you can pick this up for cheapest chips. Give it a listen. Let me know what you think. You might love it. You might hate it. Give it a go, and you never know what you might find. Anyhoozle, until the next one, I shall see you there.